MMAOddsBreaker, welcome back. Of course, we have Smiling Sam Alvey on again. Getting ready to fight Cezar Ferreira coming up UFC Fight Night, February 22nd, down in Brazil. We were just talking, Sam. First time in South America?
Yep, first time in South America, and I'm gonna have the whole family there with me, so we'll have a good time.
Wife and kids are coming?
Wife and kids, just like everywhere else I've been.
Wow. Why don't think South America would be a family event as well? You know, 'cause sometimes people tend to stray away from bringing, especially your young ones sitting there on your lap, want to bring them down to South America.
Yeah, this guy's actually too young to leave at home.
Okay.
But we had a long discussion about my older little one, and we think she's still coming. The hotel's nice, and the area we're going to be in is actually pretty nice. A few of my Brazilian friends have vouched for it.
And you're bringing down your jiu-jitsu instructor, who obviously is from Brazil and speaks Portuguese as well, with you, right?
Yes.
Okay, so there shouldn't be too much of a problem then if you have a local helping you get through and navigate down there, then, correct?
Yeah, he says, they'll find out where they are, where we are exactly, and he said it'll be all right.
Now, how's your Portuguese?
It's the same as Spanish, right? Which I don't have.
Perfect. It's perfect. Yeah. No, I understand that one. Yeah, it's tough. You would think that our languages would be a lot better because we have to deal with so many international, especially in the fight world. We have so many different international languages we have to deal with constantly to be able to function. And we're still American. Like, we still just don't understand any other languages.
Yep, not a one.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Nah. Half my teammates are French or Portuguese, and I don't know a word of either yet.
Yeah, nice. Good. It works. It's perfect then. So let's talk about Cezar.
Okay.
Well, Cezar, excuse me. Break him down for me as a fighter. How do you see him? He's 8-3, which is a very small record compared to your 24-6. So
24-5. I didn't lose in New Zealand.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I don't have to claim it's a victory, but I didn't lose.
Yeah, so it should be 24-5-1 then, right? Or some crap like that. Anyway, who cares? 24-5.
Yeah.
Sorry. So break down Cezar for me. How do you see him as a competitor?
Yeah, Cezar's a stud. We've been watching a lot of film on him, and he's got a small career so far, but a lot of it's been on TV, so you kind of get to see his progressions. And he's very talented, very athletic. He kicks maybe the hardest in the UFC, and he does those fancy spinning kicks, which I dare him to try and hit me with. I hope I don't have to eat my words, but his kicks are definitely intimidating. As long as I can counter those, I can counter his limited wrestling but good jiu-jitsu. I think I'll be all right.
Of his 11 fights, almost half have been in the UFC.
Yeah,
which is kind of unheard of. I mean, like, you don't start out, at least nowadays, you don't start out in the UFC and have a long storied career. So you're right when you're thinking of a lot of film, a lot of stuff to watch on him. Of the 5 or so fights that were in the UFC, what was the one that you kind of took the most from? Like the one fight that you're like, oh yeah, that's kind of what I want to see a lot of.
It's kind of every fight he fights kind of the same. He is aggressive. In the CB Dalloway fight, he got a little too aggressive and got caught. But he never really changed that aggression. He always comes out with the kicks and the spinning back kicks and the heel kicks and the capoeira style. But he likes pushing forward. And he's really good at it. As soon as the opponent, myself, changes, start going forwards, he has that. I call it a terrible double leg because it is. Yeah. It shouldn't work as well as it does, but it works like 100% of the time, and it's kind of a Brock Lesnar, just dip your head down and charge at the guy takedown, and that's kind of been his whole career. His last fight, he did all of that, just like he did the fight before that and the fight before that. And so all of his fights are pretty similar.
When you say he has that horrible double leg, it's really what that double leg is it's technically improper the way he shoots it, but like you said, he runs through like Brock Lesnar because he just keeps driving. Like, once he gets his hands on you, he doesn't really stop. Even when he hits the cage wall, he's still going forward. He's still trying to run you over. So that's the reason why that double leg works. Because a lot of guys just don't have takedown defense. They're too heavy on their feet, and so when he gets to their legs, they have nowhere to go. They can't get their hips down and away. you're obviously been spending a lot of time wrestling. Have you been working on that kind of, because it's difficult to teach somebody to shoot that crappy of a double. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't go, look, I'm going to show you how to shoot a really, really, really bad double, and hopefully I'll be able to defend it. Like, it's one of those weird things to defend against.
Yeah, and a lot of my wrestling training partners, Jesse Taylor, Dan himself, and a couple of the others, they don't shoot like that. They're doing the best they can, but they don't shoot quite like that. So I've actually found some amateurs who are just bigger than me that don't shoot well, and I've been having them do them on me and trying to defend as best I can. And I think I've got it down. Here's hoping. But the biggest secret is just don't let him get under my punches. Because that's kind of when he throws it. It's when I start pushing back, he drives, low and forwards.
Yeah. Typical, you kind of know. You can almost use it as a bait. Start throwing punches knowing he's going to shoot and catch him with a knee on the way in, catch him with a front kick on the way in, because you know he's going to shoot if you start pressing too hard. But try to find that balance between pushing him to make him think you're pressing hard as a fake versus actually pressing too hard and giving him that opportunity to shoot on you and take you down.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and you know what? Use the cage as much as I can too, because that takedown doesn't work so well when you're using the cage.
Right. When you're leaning against it, it's tough to get somebody to go down.
Yeah.
So what for you has been different for this during this training camp? Anything different, strength and conditioning wise? Spending more time in one of the disciplines versus one of the others?
I've been defending the guillotine more than ever before. Everywhere else, he looks good everywhere else, but that guillotine he's got is just, it looks deadly, and he snaps it on from standing, he snaps it on from the ground. If he gets on top of me, he'll find a way to try and get that guillotine. So I've really been spending a lot of time defending that, or just not getting put in it at all. That's kind of been the main focus. Having a lot of guys kick at me, having a lot of guys try and do that takedown to me. But it's that guillotine that's kind of his ace in the hole.
I've got a kind of an off-topic question for you, because you raised it with Cezar, where his one submission he goes for is a guillotine. That's all he goes for.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a one-trick pony when it comes to guillotines. But then you kind of think about like Ronda Rousey. She basically has one submission, that armbar, and she gets down everybody.
Mm-hmm.
The way MMA started really with the UFC it was karate versus jiu-jitsu versus shoot wrestling versus it was always these one discipline guys, the best in their discipline, trying to prove that their discipline was the best for fighting.
Uh-huh.
Do you kind of see that now, where we're kind of reverting backwards a little bit, because now everyone is so good in all disciplines that people now are becoming experts in one aspect of each discipline? Where like Cezar, he's amazingly good with his kicks, so he just sticks with his kicks all the time. He lives and dies with those kicks. He also lives and dies by the guillotine. Are we starting to see a lot more of that coming out in your opponents, where they're very well rounded, they can do a lot of different things, but they're exceptional at these one or two different things, and that's the two things you got to watch out for?
Yeah, it's a chess match more now than ever. You have to be good at everything, but you have to stay away from that queen. You got to stay away from that guillotine. I've got a training partner, Tom Galicchio. He's got like 15 submission finishes, all by rear naked choke. There's just not a guy in the sport that has a better rear naked choke than him, and he's got his game based on the rear naked choke. He's kind of good everywhere. He's pretty good everywhere, but everything he does is hurting somebody to get that choke. And it's kind of the same with Cezar. Everything he does is looking to set up. His kicks don't have a high success rate. It's awesome when they land, but they don't have a huge finish rate. But that guillotine does. And so everything he does is to make me stick my head where I don't want to stick it. And I've got to not let him play that game.
Smart. Sam Alvey is always great talking to you. It's sorry it took me a couple days to get stuff together. The folks at home don't realize, like, sometimes I have to reschedule, fighters have to reschedule because things go on, and Sam has always been gracious whenever I have a conflict. Even though we're scheduled, that he still finds a way to come back on, even when he's playing daddy daycare.
Always, yeah.
Which is nice.
It got taken from me halfway through.
Yeah, no, I saw that. I was like, what happened? Because I wasn't really paying attention to where your son was. All of a sudden, I looked up again, and there was no head there. There was no head in the lower half of the screen. I was like, oh, you must got taken. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right, Sam. Thanks so much, man. Have a great time down in Brazil. Enjoy yourself. And I know it's tough during fight week. I don't know.
I gotta ask.
Go ahead.
Oh, I gotta ask. Who do you got for this fight? You've been right on my career so far.
I actually have you in this fight because I think that your aggressive behavior is not going to be so aggressive where it's going to get you in trouble. but you're going to be able to put him in bad positions, which is going to make Cezar more aggressive. And everyone knows the spinning kicks are coming, and everyone knows the guillotine is coming. So as long as he doesn't rock you at some point where you're like, now you're just trying to full survival mode where you can catch with a kick coming back again or catch with that guilotine, that you've got to, you can actually beat him out. And I think this one's going to be a pretty decisive victory for you decision, but I think it's going to be pretty, from home on the couch, it's going to be a pretty easy victory for you to get. You understand what I'm saying?
Cool.
Like,
yeah. No, I appreciate the vote of confidence. I'll try and keep your winning streak with me at 100%.
I like it. Now, I don't know if you're staying after, if you're going to stay late when you're down there in Brazil, but if you get a chance, if you can, take some time to really explore. I know it's tough during fight week because you want to relax and save your energy and get prepped for that Saturday night, but really, if you get get a chance, Brazil is an amazing culture. It's a beautiful place. It doesn't make a difference where you are within the country. You can visit that place. Literally, I've been to Brazil 6 times, gone to 6 different places, and love every single one differently. But you've got to spend the time to go out there and talk to the people. You have to spend the time to go sightsee a little bit. Even if you've only got fight week to do it in, you need to go do it. Take your kids, because trust me, there's no other way they're going to be able to go when they're in 3rd grade. What'd you do? Well, my dad fought in Brazil, and here's the photos of me 3 years ago down in Brazil. Like, how many kids in your kid's school are going to be able to go, we went to Brazil, but no one else is going to be able to do that. It's totally different. So, yeah.
No, my weight cut this time is like I'm ahead of schedule right now, so I should be able to relax a little and see the city a little more while I'm down there.
Good for you. Good. I hope you do. It's an amazing country, amazing culture, and it's so much fun. I have so much fun whenever I go down, and I can't wait for you to give me your story when you get back from there.
Oh, I definitely will. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, Sam. Take care. Have a great rest of training camp. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.